learning machine that builds itself by adapting to its environment.
And if you think about how you would build a computer, then you would follow the circuit diagram and take all the components, wire them all up and connect them all together, and then voila, you'd have a brain. But actually our own brains are much more amazing than that because they work to wire themselves.
Neurons, or electrically excitable nerve cells, are the key. Each neuron communicates with other neurons across gaps called synapses. A baby is born with 100 billion neurons, nearly all it will ever have. But over the first year of life, the brain will more than double in size.
What it's adding during this period of extensive growth are more and more connections.
Billions of neurons form links with billions of other neurons. Eventually, a child will have a quadrillion connections. More connections than there are stars in the galaxy. How our brains wire themselves and which connections survive help determine how we develop. Harvard neurobiologist Jeffrey Lichtman studies how this process takes place in mice. Under a microscope, what looks like a tree is in fact a branching web of mouse neurons connecting to a muscle. Early on, multiple neurons connect each muscle fiber to the brain. But battles take place until each fiber has only one neuron connecting it. In order to see these battles take place, Lichtman's implanted proteins that cause the nerve cells to glow different colors.
And that allows us to watch these competitions as if you were watching a boxing match with each boxer having a different color shorts on, and so you could know who is who.
Here, a blue neuron is battling a yellow and is eventually pushed away. These battles repeat billions of times as a baby grows. They drive much of our development, as every movement a baby makes helps strengthen certain connections and weaken others. Although at 3 months, the human baby is still helpless compared to most other creatures, it's precisely this state of immaturity that allows us to learn from the world around us in ways other animals can't.
A human baby is a very poorly formed creature. You'd think this would be a terrible disadvantage, having a nervous system that doesn't know how to work. But the advantage is humans have this opportunity to learn, which other animals don't have.
A bug, for example, is born with a range of natural instincts. But it won't develop much further and won't learn much from its environment.
They don't have to go to school. They don't have to learn how to fly. They don't have to learn how to catch mosquitoes if they're a dragonfly. They just start doing these things. And remarkably, all the information that they need for survival is built right into them.
But for humans, while we're wired from the start to do some things, a great deal is learned behavior. And how exactly things wire is a result of environmental influence.
A human child that's deprived of sensory experience, a human child that's deprived of exercise, of use, of practice, is permanently disabled because we don't start out with all this wired. We actually have to learn it by doing it.
And when a baby is deprived of input from the world, things can go terribly wrong.